All right, there we go. So, I just want to start off by saying that most of you guys need to spend less time in the gym lifting weights. Now, I just want to emphasize, I am not saying that strength and size is not important. It is important. Anyone who tells you otherwise is, they're just being ridiculous. But the problem is when you sacrifice the other attributes and you delve solely into the strength and size at the expense of other groups, that's when it becomes a problem. And I think a lot of people, they sort of need to realize that unless you are into competitive bodybuilding, powerlifting, or weightlifting, and I mean someone who actually competes, if you are one of those groups, hey, I understand. You are sacrificing a lot of things to be the number one. But unless you are in those groups, then that doesn't apply to you. If you're just training to be functional or strong or just healthy, then that's where you need to start looking and balancing your training overall. And it doesn't take much. My stance on it is that I honestly think strength training, you only need twice a week. Cardio, 3 times a week. Stretching, mobility, you should do it on every single one of those days. And obviously, everyone's gonna be different. For me personally, stretching, mobility, 5 minutes. But I know some people who need 15, 20 minutes. And the great thing about all of this is that it doesn't, when you're young, you don't require much. But as you get older, and the less you use it, it takes a lot more to just get back to the starting point. It's often a mantra or the thinking of, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I think that's very true. So my process in all of this, and the reason, well, not my process, but my thinking in all of this, I don't know where it came from, but I started to think more about this as I started getting older. And I'm not that old, I'm turning 36, but then I realized over the years that, hey, why am I trying to follow bodybuilders? Why am I trying to follow fitness influencers into figuring out the optimal long head tricep exercise or whatever nonsense is out there? Like, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? And the answer is probably not. This is why my thinking has shifted recently to the idea that a lot of people should probably play sports. And just to say it again, if you are a competitive strength sport athlete, whether it's bodybuilding, weightlifting, strongman, powerlifting, CrossFit, that's your sport. But to everyone outside, pick a sport. Whether it's a ball sport like football, basketball, soccer, or whether it's a combat sport or contact sport, MMA, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, taekwondo. Pick any sport that you naturally like to do and stick with it. And you'll find out really quickly where you lack and where your weaknesses are physically, right? I mean, technique and skill wise, of course, it will always be there. But you'll find out like, hey, maybe my cardio's not up to shape, or I'm not flexible enough, or, whatever. You kind of get the idea. If you disagree with me, hey, would love to hear your comment and your thoughts on why. And for the most part, I want to say that it's not that strength training isn't important. You have to do your strength training. You have to do all of these different exercises because it's still equally important. All I'm suggesting is that other things needs to be placed on the same pedestal as strength training.